We are here still at Esko's booth, and now I'm together with Geert. We will have a little walk through the booth to understand a little bit about all the software things that Esko provides, but also to understand how it is from getting files to get them approved to all the kind of camera systems that the family offers here. So Geert, take it away. Tell me a little bit, what is it? I mean, when we have a booth like this and you have so much different software here, what is it we see and how is it we get into...
Where do we start? I think for us, it's just really about reducing down dramatically the time from the first connection with the customer to delivering it back to the customer. And every piece in there is something where Esko is instrumental. And we've got Web Center, but now we have Tilja to get a faster quote, and that's obviously where it starts, getting back to the customer.
Accurate quote because it gives a lot of information that you didn't have before, right?
Exactly, exactly. Then you get the order, and then of course you need to get into pre-press, and of course we're well known for that, but then this is where we talk specifically digital, because here at Label Expo it's all about digital printing. So we talked about how we can maximize the production capacity of an indigo press based on a visual understanding of can I or can I not produce it with 3 or 4 or 5 colors.
And when Frank showed that just before, you said that just off camera before, that when you have like an indigo machine that can actually produce using 3 colors instead of 4 colors or 7 colors or 6 colors, you basically both save ink, but you also save time because it becomes way faster, right?
Exactly, and that's why we're working with HP on constantly. But also in conventional print, it's interesting. If you do expanded gamut, it's also interesting. So then, you go into pre-press, you need to make plates. Obviously, you have a fully automated plate line there as well, including imaging and including processing.
So that is also something that Esko does here, right?
That is certainly something where we're making a difference, because we have a completely digital plate line with consistent and repeatable plate quality, and kind of reducing 12 steps into one. And that's kind of an interesting piece in itself to kind of look into. But obviously that's conventional print. The important piece here now, I think, as we're coming here, is like we're in pre-press and we're doing some automated things in automation engine, but now we're linking the pre-press with the production floor, and that is kind of, we throw out all the parameters, we collect all the parameters in the process, and all the parameters that are relevant to automatically set up the inspection system is kind of what we digitally hand to the production floor, and that's when it comes to the inspection system.
So when Frank before spoke about that you have an accepted tolerance with your customers in the delta deviation, here you basically measure that you deliver upon those deliverables, right?
Not really. This is really it has something to do with color. Here you're really looking at print quality. Are there defects? Am I printing the correct version?
So that measures against the PDF, or?
It measures against the PDF, which we pass on from pre-press. And then in this case, for instance, you have 3 different jobs in one production run. Somebody needs to make sure that they're inspecting the correct thing. And all that information on basis of the layout, based on the layout, we provide to the machine. So there's really no time for the press operator. The press operator is enough to do. So we don't need the press operator to handle that. We do that ourselves. However, though, there is an RGB camera that measures if it's constant or not. It's not a spectro, but it's an RGB camera.
Just to understand this, because we have a Prade platform here, and you have some rolls with some printed materials, and then you have the AVT camera inspection system here. Is that something that you would typically put directly on your press, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So you put this on the press, and that is any press, basically, right?
That's any press, indeed. And it's interesting, and that we kind of go deeper into that, because one of the things that you don't want to do is like stop the press every single time there is a kind of a positive somehow. You just want that press to kind of be made available for the next run, and that's where the AVT solution with the print flow. Sorry, kind of. That's kind of where that takes it to the next level, and I think that's what we want to talk to Brad about, because that's on the other machine where we can show you that, and also how they deal with variable data.
Okay, so we're not having Brad to show us anything here.
No, we're walking over to that one. This is just showing the link with the production environment between pre-press and production.
And by the way, I really like these colors here, right?
They're cute. Really, They're very cute.
So is that made in digital? You know that? Or?
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure actually.
But it's just, sometimes when you see something that looks cool, I don't know how you feel about it, but still, being in the printing industry, I still want to touch it.
You want to touch it? Of course you have to touch it.
Yeah. Okay, let's go see. And this machine, this is, so that has basically, is it the same camera inspection system? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here we're going to actually show how it inspect not just the static part, but also the variable data part.
Because all these labels here have different variables on it, or?
That's right. And here you see probably the barcodes. There's some QR codes here.
Okay, so okay, so that is a variable data on it, yeah.
Exactly.
Is that becoming like a very kind of commodity today that brand owners have all kinds of traceability in their production?
More and more.
Yeah.
More and more. And I'd say, you know, there's a lot more variable data than before, but it's primarily these barcodes and QR codes, all the things that enable the traceability and the sustainability that brand owners are more and more looking after. But I think it'd be interesting to kind of get Brad to talk a little bit, to show him the variable data,
okay, yeah.
and then give you some more details, because that's really his area of expertise.
So let's call for Brad.
Brad, do you mind coming over for a sec?
So we are here with Brad. He's going to show us actually a little demo here, because here we have a camera inspection system, and Brad, I don't know much about it, but Brad will explain way more about it, because this is basically about ensuring that the labels that gets to the customer are fault-free. And even though we have the best presses in the world, we can still have artifacts, you can still have errors, you can still have missing labels, because it is still an analog product. Brad, what is it we see here, and what is the purpose for this setup here?
So what we have here is an AVT Helios camera. It's inspecting the material here on the rewinder. We can inspect on rewinders, we can inspect on presses, and then take the data to the rewinder using a computer, and we call this workflow link. But what we're doing today is we have a simple camera here, and we can just set up a job where we're actually looking and validating the digital print and the variable data within it. It can be a very simple steps. It's just simply typing in a name, setting dimensions, and then loading.
Okay, so that basically loads that you have this number of labels across the width, basically.
Yeah, we can get this automatically through the Esko automation engine using our auto set functionality, or the old way of doing it is loading it manually, like I was demonstrating here.
So this is the actual camera output you see below the labels, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just going to run it a little bit, and we're going to capture what we call our master image. This is going to be the proof image that's used for the rest of the run. There it goes.
So the master image is that's the reference point, basically?
Yeah, the reference that's going to be used so that every other repeat or every other package throughout the run is going to be compared to find defects. What it did is it automatically loaded all the data in since the job pulled over from the automation engine. And we have a simple verification process here where we can take a look and see if there's any difference between the master image and any kind of PDF or previous runs.
And it takes into consideration that here the variable is the QR code and the barcode, right?
Yeah, that's actually what we're identifying.
Is the same, it's only
the variable data at top, the data matrix barcode.
Is that what it frames here? So basically when you see the little blue thing, it identifies the variable data, or?
It's actually saying there's a difference there, and so this is something the operator should look at to make sure that they are printing the right job.
But here it's okay, because you want different QR codes, of course, otherwise it doesn't make sense.
Variable data, it's always changing, so
it's damn annoying, but that's the fact, right?
Yeah. But so we can just verify this using our job ref function, and now I'm just simply going to run the machine, and we're comparing this variable data to a document. There we go. And so we're looking for duplicate values of the variable data, any kind of misreadings of the barcodes, things like that. If we see issues with this, we're going to flag it on the screen, and we're actually going to stop the machine here as well. This was a pre-printed digital roll. We put a couple manual defects in there on purpose to make sure that we could show this off. It appears we might be in a little area where, there we go. It found a duplicate barcode value.
And then it points at, so will it stop here, or where will it stop?
We've calibrated the system to always stop at the removal area. Here we have simple labels where once it stops in just a second, we would simply look up here. We can see that it's the second lane and that it ends in a 7-1 and 9-0. So we could simply remove this label, put one that's correct in its place, or if it was packaging film, we could splice it out, remove that material, and so forth.
I saw before you said no to create a report, but the report basically gives you like evidence. So if a customer is complaining about something, you can prove that you have run this inspection on the rolls and basically make sure that no, we have checked everything is fine, right?
Yeah. All of our systems have a reporting mechanism built into the cameras. but we also have additional software where you can access this from a simple computer. And the reporting will show what types of data we found, not only the images of defects that we found, but also verification of the variable data. So it just simply pops up, and we can take a look at the rollout that we just ran.
So that's the one you just printed, verified here. Yeah.
Actually, this one. And when I look at my variable data here, I can see the barcode values, or what the variable values were, and we'll have an OK and actually a grade if it's a gradable barcode.
So does that mean that it reads the barcode and then it can verify it against a XML file or a CSV file?
CSV files, yeah, different types of formats.
So basically you have like double kind of checking. It not just takes the barcode that it's actually readable, it also checks that it's part of the data set.
Yeah, big thing is, no duplication. If someone ran the job yesterday and then they run it again today, they might have accidentally ran the same numbers again. So we're able to confirm that by telling it to compare it to a CSV file based on the job itself, just that order, or individual roles. And down here we can see we had a duplicate, even if we saw a missing label earlier, so it didn't even see a barcode, so it didn't even decode anything. So it's just a mechanism to provide to customers that we double check the data, it's all there, and any kind of duplication or misreads were caught.
Is this, is this technology, AVT has been in the market for years, is there anything new to this one, or what is it you present here, or is it just not standard in most of the converters yet, or?
With the AVT side, the main thing we've worked on is the reporting out so that we can show this better.
That is like a new thing, or?
We've always had some kind of report, but we're always trying to enhance it, make it more user-friendly.
Yeah.
And then the newest capabilities we've added is being able to get this barcode data through something like the Esko automation engine.
Okay, so that is like the let's say the integration between the different Esko solutions is basically getting more and more integrated.
Yes, the auto set solution being the main one that we focus on, we're now able to get more information through that auto set solution.
Just of curiosity, is the AVT and the Esko system, are they like closed loop system, or can you also have, like, let's say that you have competitor, whatever competitor you have, can you still like integrate with each other, or is it locked into an Esko ecosystem?
Currently, the auto set function is an Esko ecosystem.
Okay.
This type of functionality can happen independently on an AVT system, but when it comes to automation, that's solely on the Esko environment.
So now we're here at Label Expo. It will be exciting to see what people think of this, right?
No, yes, for sure.
Yeah. So you are probably tired on Thursday evening, right?
Very, very much.
Thank you for your time, Brad.
Thank you.